Imagine diving deep into the ocean where sunlight barely reaches, and suddenly you find a lake. Not just any lake, an underwater lake filled with toxic brine surrounded by a deadly shoreline. This isn't science fiction, this is real. Scientists call them brine pools, and they shouldn't exist, yet they do. So what are these bizarre underwater lakes? How do they form? And why are they both deadly and full of life? Stick around, because today, we're diving into one of the ocean's weirdest mysteries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more mind-blowing science content. Underwater lakes, or brine pools, are massive depressions on the ocean floor filled with super salty, dense water. They look like lakes, complete with shorelines and waves, but instead of fresh water, they're filled with brine, a toxic, salty cocktail that can kill most sea creatures instantly. Normal lakes form from rainwater or rivers, but brine pools are created when salt deposits underground dissolve into seawater, creating a heavy, concentrated brine that sinks and forms a lake on the ocean floor. The first brine pool was discovered in the 1970s, and since then, we've found dozens, some as big as football fields. So how does a lake form underwater? It all starts with ancient salt deposits. Millions of years ago, parts of the ocean evaporated, leaving behind thick salt layers. Over time, these layers got buried under sediment. When tectonic activity cracks the seafloor, seawater seeps into these salt deposits, dissolving them and forming ultra-salty brine. Because brine is denser than seawater, it flows out and settles into underwater basins, creating these eerie lakes. Some brine pools even have waves and beaches made of mussels and bacteria that survive in this deadly environment. Brine pools are like the death zones of the ocean. The salt concentration is so high that any fish or crab that accidentally swims in gets poisoned, paralyzed, and preserved like pickles in a jar. But here's the crazy part. Some creatures thrive here. Specialized bacteria and mussels live along the edges, feeding on methane and toxic chemicals. These extremophiles could hold clues to life on other planets. NASA is even studying these microbes to understand how life might survive in the extreme conditions of Europa, Jupiter's icy moon. Not all brine pools are the same. Some are like underwater horror scenes, while others are stunningly beautiful. Let's look at the most bizarre ones. This 100-foot wide pool is named for its warm, toxic waters that instantly kill any animal that enters. Yet its edges are lined with life. Here, brine doesn't just sit. It flows like an underwater waterfall, carving channels into the sea floor. Near these lakes, hydrothermal vents create towering white chimneys, making it look like an alien city. Scientists believe that if life exists on icy moons like Europa or Enceladus, it might thrive in conditions similar to brine pools. Dark, salty, and full of chemicals. By studying these underwater death lakes, we might unlock the secrets to finding life beyond Earth. Brine pools are one of nature's most fascinating contradictions, deadly yet full of life, bizarre yet scientifically priceless. Who knows what other secrets they hide in their depths? If you enjoyed this deep dive into underwater lakes, smash that like button, subscribe to Science Kalp, and let us know in the comments. What's the weirdest natural phenomenon you've heard of? Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.